What's going on, family? How you doing today? Well, the reason of this commentary is because I want to establish the importance of education. And the reason why it's so important for us to read and educate ourselves. I hear a lot of young people, tired. I don't want to go to school. I went enough school. Because I could be honest and say that the school these days are not teaching our kids the truth and nothing about themselves. This constant lie about our identification of who we were and who we are today, and compared to the narrative that we've been told, which is like a double-sided story, because they actually use pictures of their doing of who the Native Americans supposed to be compared to who the indigenous people of this land really is. That's what is you call a swap, and utilizing visuals to try to solidify their point, to make their case, and to try to continue to erase us from history and our identity of who we are as a people. So I'm about to show you this video. Excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. And I want y'all to pay attention and listen closely to this video and what this man said. This is how they cause too much confusion and also refute actual truth compared to their reality because of their mindset. Please pay attention and enjoy what you're about to hear. And please like and subscribe, and also put a comment down if you have anything to add to this. Thank you.
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country.
Americans are taught that the people who once lived in what we now call America were stewards of the environment. They had
an ancient respect and connection to the land and water.
Disney movies made that their message.
I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name.
No, I don't think Native American hunters gave names to every rabbit in the woods around them. No, that's not a real thing that happened.
Political science professor Wilfred Riley's new book is Lies My Liberal Teacher Told Me.
We've gone into almost this cult-like romanticization of the natives, who were great warriors and poets, but who hunted buffalo by driving herds of them off of 100-foot-tall cliffs.
Yet government guides for teachers.
Now, just to make sure that people can understand what he said, he is a political science. Political scientist. Has nothing to do with anthropology, has nothing to do with evolution. He's not that type of scientist. So how can he make a claim based on something that he's not even qualified in? So that's why it's very important to be educated, to actually pay attention and understand what is going on around you. The Bible said, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And we do. We have people that's in prison because of lack of knowledge. We have people that be taking pleas because of lack of knowledge. You have people fighting amongst each other because of lack of knowledge. Knowledge is very important. Please, if you listen, remember that. Let me continue with the video.
Say Native Americans lived in harmony with nature. There was love of every form of life. They didn't kill anything they couldn't use.
That's just objectively untrue. I mean, that would mean no young male warrior, no brave ever killed for sport. I mean, we just know that's false.
I heard that. I believed it.
Well, I believed it too because I was 8.
The best-selling book, Lies My Teacher Taught Me, loved by teachers and students alike.
Riley's new book is a response to this hugely popular book. It correctly points out that American textbooks and media portrayed Columbus simply as a hero.
Land down! Hooray for Admiral Columbus!
Textbooks ignored Columbus's brutality and enslavement of Indians. Columbus himself wrote about his slaves, saying, "Indians make all our food, extract gold from the mines, and perform all other labors." The book was valid, right? Kids were being taught that Columbus is wonderful.
I don't necessarily think your focus should be white and native atrocities against one another in a 6th grade class.
Today, students are rarely taught that.
Now, that's also a key point, that he feels that people should not learn about the atrocities that the Europeans did to our ancestors. I think that's very important, because how do you expect to live in a society and talking about peace and equality when in all actuality your ancestors did heinous crimes towards our ancestors, took our resources, robbed us from our land, robbed us from our culture, robbed us from something that actually belonged to us. And then people be sitting there blaming other people by their mindset, because this has been established the way America has treated black people. You know, why is the black population missing fathers? Every other nationality is not having that problem. So why the blacks are having that problem? It's not, it's not because, they wanted to, they just that type of people. You talking about people that ancestors ruled nations, civilized the Europeans, taught them everything that they knew. But their nature is way different than ours. Even to this day, you still have people, black people, living from the land, being at peace for just being able to live in peace. Has nothing to do with materialistic things, by things that have no value. See, we done lost the value of what life is all about being able to be happy and raising your family and living around your family and enjoying each other. It's not about material things, and we have gotten to this mind frame that we'll keep allowing other people to make us think that we cannot be a unified group. But anyway, back to the video. I just want to break these things down because these is very important, that when people understand what is actually going on, you get a better perspective of what's really happening. Continue with the video.
Natives also took slaves and considered them objects of wealth.
The morality of today didn't exist anywhere in the world until about 60 years ago.
White people did murder the natives cruelly. What's the harm in sending a counter message?
You don't need a counter message. No one denies that whites and Native Americans killed each other. Sure, in 1970, in some southern schools, people might have been taught a jingoistic view of American history, but the reverse has been true for 40 years.
He says the old myths don't justify new ones, like the ones spread by today's social media influencers.
We know firsthand how to live in harmony with the natural world. In fact, we did so since time immemorial.
In reality, natives manipulated their environment. To make farming easier, they set big forest fires to clear land.
Giant forest fires. You're burning alive hundreds of thousands of small animals, slower running deer. You're probably killing members of other tribes. You're modifying the environment more bluntly.
U.S. government curriculum guides also claimed there was no prejudice, no major wars.
Nonsensical. In the Aztec capital, there were 90-foot towers of human skulls that were brought back from their defeated enemies.
Some tribes even practiced cannibalism. eating enemies they kill.
People saying the absolute opposite of reality. When myths persist despite obvious objective reality, that's an indicator of a kind of brain virus among people who want the myth to be real.
Why does the myth of peaceful, harmonious living among Indians versus uniquely evil oppression by Europeans live on?
All this to me is just downstream from Marxism.
Marxism?
Now, I'm also glad that this man is also being able to narrate exactly what this fool is saying. The man is a total a-hole. I don't understand even how he even get a chance to be able to speak. But let's continue to listen.
Well, it is true that in colleges today, the most assigned economist is Karl Marx. Students are taught that Western values are bad. Critical race theory amplifies that.
White Americans have more because of racism.
Critical race theory is communist theory with the rich man replaced by the white man.
Westerners and white people being so evil. Why is it so popular?
I think that a lot of rich people don't like their father. There is a lot of dislike for our society among people who are pretty near the leadership class.
I think the people who teach these myths mean well. They want minorities to feel included. But teachers should at least also teach that America's sins were not unique, that just about every society had slavery, cruel wars, and environmental destruction. The seldom taught good news is that in the last century, the West led the world in making things better.
The Geneva Convention saying that you can't abuse prisoners of war who tried to kill you, the last of those was signed in, I believe, 1949.
Most of the world is getting better, and the much maligned capitalist countries now are largely responsible for lifting people out of poverty and protecting the environment. They ought to teach that. And if you want to hear more about how the world is getting better, here's a video I made about that.
That was a very good video and also a very good enlightened opportunity to see exactly how a lot of Caucasians think. You know, it's easier for them to say, for us to overlook what happened in the past, and the past is the past, and we should just forget about it, and we should just go ahead and move on, and we could continue to grow together, when in actuality, that is not even happening. We have our neighborhoods, especially the black neighborhoods, is overran by foreigners owning the stores in the foreign neighborhoods. The Chinese owning the weed stores and the wig stores and stuff like that. There's not much